I'm Derek Cole. I'm the president of the board of directors for Greenhouse17, and just want to say thank you. Thank you for coming out for this rededication ceremony. We're obviously very excited. If you haven't had an opportunity to look at the shelter, it's just simply beautiful. It's always been a safe environment for the residents who unfortunately have to spend some time here, but I think now it's also even more beautiful. It's even more uplifting. Gives these folks a little bit more hope as they go off into the future. With that, I just want to say a couple things. Thank you to a lot of our board members who are also here today. I also want to say thank you to the mayor, I'm going to bring up to speak here in a second, as well as council members, the grants committee, other partnering agencies with the city. Couldn't do this without you all. It's a very important relationship between the organization and the city. I know we have various elected officials. I think I saw the sheriff here, amongst other folks. So thank you all for being here. With that, I'm going to introduce Mayor Gorton and let her come up and say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. It is a great day to be out in the bluegrass, and especially here at Greenhouse17. I want to specifically mention Councilmember Jennifer Reynolds is here. Councilmember Angela Evans is here. Of course, Councilmember Masadi, who's on the board and has been a huge supporter for umpteen years. We won't count them. Are there any other council members here? I also wanted specifically to mention that Charlie Lanter is here, our Director of Grants, and many millions of dollars worth of good things happen in our community through our grants, and this is one of them. So thanks for coming out, Charlie. So Greenhouse 17 is a safe place to heal from trauma, which all of you already know. This farm is recognized around the world as a model of healing. It is also a place that helps survivors take the next steps, providing work experience and teaching small business skills. Today, Greenhouse 17 takes a huge leap forward thanks to the renovation of the shelter. And I actually was on the board of an entity that used to be in here before it was Greenhouse 17, and was Presbyterian Church related, and so am familiar with the facility from many years ago. And this shelter can now accommodate more survivors of intimate partner abuse. It offers improved safety. It upgrades shared spaces and provides more efficient staff workspace, which is necessary. And the city is so proud to be a partner in this. We are happy that we could provide funding through a federal grant. There's a great need for Greenhouse 17, and it's important to make sure everyone understands just how serious the problem of intimate partner violence is. 1 in 4 women, let me say that again, 1 in 4 women experience violence committed by an intimate partner in their lifetime. That's a huge number. More than 3 women in the U.S. are killed by an intimate partner every single day. And Kentucky has the highest rate of stalking in the country. Darlene and everyone at Greenhouse 17 are working every day to change those numbers. And I just offer you my warmest, heartfelt congratulations. I'm really proud of the work that goes on here for our community. You save lives, you change lives forever, and we are just so thrilled that Greenhouse 17 is here and offer our great congratulations. Thanks for all your hard work.
Thank you, Mayor. We appreciate that. Our next speaker is Susanna Verney with EOP Architects. Without EOP's hard work and design and efforts, none of this would have been possible. So, Susanna, please come say a few words.
Good morning. My name is Susanna Verney, and I am an interior designer at EOP Architects. Our team is very happy to celebrate and share this moment with you today. About 6 years ago, Paul Ovchenkowski, one of the EOP's principals, he's here with us today, was first introduced to Darlene. And that's when she expressed the need of GreenHouse17 to renovate the interior spaces, and we committed to the cause. When I first met Darlene, I was amazed by her passion and enthusiasm. She loved this place and the purpose so much that nothing was an obstacle for her or her team. You see, many people overlook or choose to ignore the power of place. She and her team understand the influence that our environment has on us. And as designers, we are here to support GreenHouse17 missions to change lives. We underestimate the power of the environment we inhabit until we see the changes and compare the difference it makes in our lives. The reality is that the health of the environment is closely linked to the personal health, to our personal health, as there is close relationship between the senses, our emotions, and our surroundings. That is why we should focus on providing spaces that empower and elevate a human being that is in a difficult situation. Give them power to be inspired and dream for a better future. And the most important thing for GreenHouse17 is to cultivate the power to heal. This house becomes a temporary home for individuals that have suffered intimate partner abuse. Nobody heals when they feel powerless. Each of us need to participate in the hope of transforming our world from violence. As designers, we can share the talents that we have and the skills gained to help change lives by designing spaces that dignify human beings. Brian McGill, a human potential thought leader, once expressed, "Every soul is beautiful and precious, is worthy of dignity and respect, and deserving of peace, love, and joy." With this in mind, I encourage you to think, what is that you can do to help? Thank you.
Our next speaker is Bishop Carter with Elaine Allen. Bishop and his company were the builders for the project.
Good morning, everyone. Elaine Allen was the low bidder for the project through the city and the grant department to be a part of this process. Once we came on site, we understood and realized real quick what a challenge this is going to be able to reconstruct, renovate a building when at the same time GreenHouse17 is trying to support and operate individuals as they come here as their last need and in stress and needing a new home. So at that point in time, we realized we got to make sure we always made it feel like the individuals was at home, make them comfortable. We had to deal with the 3Ds, Darlene, Diane, and Diane. But at the same time, it was beautiful. So we broke it up into 3 phases, and we're just happy that we can be a part through EOP's design to know that we was able to construct something to allow somebody, when they come here at their last desire and last stress and last need, that they're able to see something to at least brighten them for a moment. As mentioned earlier, the facility prior to before, they was here, they needed an uplift, a face change. And through EOP's design and our assistance with Darlene, that we was able to be a part of that and give them, like, brighten the facility. One of the main areas that we had a challenge with in construction was the dining hall. The dining hall was not just an eating area. The dining hall was like the fellowship area. So we realized that whenever we went in and disturbed the dining hall, we had to make sure that at the end of the day it was restored back to the fellowship area, because it wasn't just the individuals couldn't take their plates to their room, but then that didn't give the sense of family. So we made sure that at the end of each day, when we disturbed the dining hall, it was put back to as if nothing had been disturbed throughout the day. Thank you for working with Elaine Allen. Thank you, EOP. Thank you, Lexington County Urban Government and GreenHouse17. Thank you.
Thank you, Bishop, and again to your company and EOP. You all did just a fantastic job with the project. It's gorgeous, and we very much appreciate your efforts. Our last speaker, Darlene Thomas, Executive Director, my good friend, and just a ray of sunshine for a lot of people who need some assistance. You're not going to find a better, more dedicated director of a nonprofit in Kentucky, maybe even nationally. We're proud to have her, and I'll let her have the mic.
Well, thank you very much. I don't know, I'm pretty much inspired every day by my colleagues and my community, and when we talk about inspiration, I have to say it kind of comes from multiple places, and I was thinking about what I wanted to say, and I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to be repetitive with a lot of statistics and issues. What I kind of wanted to do was share with you a little bit about how things really happen to places and organizations like not just GreenHouse17, but many community partners that are out in the community out in the audience right now. It's really a lot of times, and how it correlates to survivors, it truly is sometimes just a matter of life chances, right? It happened to be, unfortunately, Amanda Ross was killed by her fiance, Steve Nunn. Through that death, through that tragedy, I have had the pleasure of meeting her mother, as many of you did in the community, because she became very active in understanding the issue and what she could do to be proactive as parts of change. And many things changed because of Amanda and the community support. And then through Diana, I happened to bump into this amazing lady named Becky Ochenkowski. It took me a long time. I said my southern accent doesn't like that last name at all, Ochenkowski. However, I met Becky, who then brought out a soap star, Gina Toginani, another hard name for a southerner, Toginani, who came and did a tour. And fortunately for us, because they came, Becky kind of looked around the building and she said, "I think my husband needs to do something for you all." And like a lot of us in the nonprofit world, we drag all the people we love into our work. Mine's parking cars. So today. So we do that, and fortunately, EOP and architects were more than willing to jump on board. And then this team of 4 or 5, including Susanna and Harding at the time, who's no longer with EOP, kind of came out here. And here's how it really mirrors survivors in so many ways, right? Sometimes you have a hard time seeing what the possibilities are because you're so wrapped up in what is. And so we came to this building every day. This is how we did. Crisis office was over here. AO2 room was here. Another room, all the rooms were the way they were. It's how the building was designed. And we settled into it and made it a home. And here came this set of eyes who said, wait a minute. And they listened, and they heard survivors, and they heard us, and they paid attention to the movement of the building and the feel of the building and the feel of the grounds. And the next thing you know, they come back to this plan that I could have never seen in a million years because I was too ingrained in what we had, right? But I had to be open to the possibilities. And just like survivors, you get ingrained in what you know, what has been, that you forget or sometimes have a hard time seeing the possibilities of what can happen if we just rethink, if we refeel, if we reach for help, if we ask for support and resources. I didn't know how we were going to do it, but as soon as I saw the plan, I was like, we're going to have to figure this out. And again, you go back to life chances, and through that life chance, it took about 3 years for the life chance to occur. But I was sitting in a meeting, and Charlie was in the meeting and mentioned something about $420,000 that might have to not be able to be spent unless we had a quick project. And I'm going, I have a project. And he goes, no, I need it quick. Like, this has got to be really quick. And I go, I have a project. And not only do I have it, I have the plans, I have the architecture all set up, I have the cost, the whole 9 yards. And Charlie and his team got really busy helping. And then by chance, you get the support of everybody else that's out here, you know, the mayor, the city council, everybody had to come to the table to make this happen. And that's true for survivors to find their way even when they're not sure of the possibilities. What they need is a community of hope. What they need are people around them telling them that they are worthy and capable and there's another way to vision your life. And that's exactly what happened here today. That's what we're celebrating this morning, is this sense. As we mirror the survivors that we serve, it is truly the community who continues to value and invest and tell survivors that they are worthy every day. And I would love to go through here and say thank you to all of you. It's not going to happen. I will forget people, and then I hurt people's feelings, or then I hurt myself because I failed to mention somebody. But here's what I want to say. It really, truly does take a village. And I want to thank all of you for your part and your support, especially the staff who somehow moved the building from one end back to the other end, back to the middle, and then back to normal. It was a huge undertaking. But they were there every step of the way. So the staff, how the builders took in consideration survivors and survivors' needs. I really want to thank survivors because they had to move again, and then walk outside for about 4 months in order to get from one side of the building to the other. But all the while excited about what was to come and what was going to happen. So this can't happen without a board of directors, without the support. And then even though we were able to secure government money and dollars with the city's support, which was huge, and we got some seed money from VOCA too through DOJ out of Frankfurt, who helped push it forward, and over the top are donors in our community. And so as you go through the building, you'll see above the doors where rooms have been adopted. And those are the people, many times anonymously, or in honor of people they love, or the staff that have, you know, that they wanted to make sure were honored. It was all because they care, and it's all because you care, that really pushed it over the top for us to be able to finish this project. So with that, Mayor, thank you so much for coming out. I know how busy your schedule is. All of you, EOP, just incredible vision. You made this building functional and purposeful. And it works well. I've not had one complaint. Now, I don't know about all you all, but when you have 30-some staff, you usually get complaints. I have not, other than maybe a shortage of chairs, which we're working on. We need a few more chairs to come along. But what we want for you to do, we're going to cut a ribbon with the mayor and all of our guests up here, EOP and board members. We're going to cut a ribbon, and then what I'm going to invite you to do, because there's so many of you, we're not going to try to break you up in tours. I want to invite you in our building, in our space. As you move through, feel free to go either way, but I will ask this of you. Please don't go down the wings, because those are clients' homes, right? But you will be able to see example of a bedroom, all the new group space, the children's space, the whole 9 yards. As you go through the facility, see what's new and been recreated, there will be staff to greet you in those rooms, so feel free to ask questions of how this came to be. The donors that are above the room, they're quite knowledgeable about what we do and how we do it. But we're going to let you mingle. There's cookies, there's coffee, there's lemonade, I think, in the kitchen. We're just going to let you move throughout, do what you need to do. I thank you all for being here. We are a blessed organization, and we're grateful for this opportunity. So thank you. Ready. 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute.